welcome to another episode of Live at 5 with Louise in the Demi Depew kitchen. And tonight it's about the hot chocolate, also known as Cioccolato caldo. So the first time I ever had an Italian hot chocolate was a couple of years ago. It was right before the holidays. It was in December, and Simonetta and her teenage daughter and I had gone into Siena to do some grocery shopping or something, and somehow we got on the topic of hot chocolate. And when Simonetta found out that I had never had any Italian hot chocolate, and by the way, they only serve it during wintertime and the holiday season, she's like, "You have to have this." And so after we did grocery shopping, my treat for being a good girl at the grocery store and not pitching a fit was that we went to the bar. And of course, as you all know, that the Italians call the coffee shop the bar or il bar. Anyway, that's where the hot chocolate is. So we went and had it, and I'm telling you, it was magical. None of this clip off the top of a Swiss Miss and dump in some hot water. It is magic and it'll transform your life. I'm not kidding. So anyway, let me show you what I did. Let's get started here. I already pulled together about 65 grams of cocoa powder. And that's what's in here, along with about 130 grams of sugar. And I use the baker's sugar. It's the finest I could find. So you want to find something that's really super fine. And then here's the kicker. This one, when I did a Google search last year looking for a recipe on how to make this Italian hot chocolate, I saw the recipe and I'm like, that looks a little fishy to me. I had to send a message to Simonetta and I said, is that true? So I'm going to put in 30 grams of what's called fecola di patate. And the closest I can figure out is it's similar to cornstarch. And in fact, if you don't have any of the potato starch, go ahead and use cornstarch. I bet you tapioca might work too, tapioca flour. Anyway, and then about 400 to 500 grams of milk, which reminds me, I forgot to get that out of the fridge. Hold on. So what's interesting is the recipe calls for grams. So I did weigh the milk. It's funny, it turns out to be the same basically in grams or milliliters. So anyway, you can see it's about 2 cups of milk. And in fact, this recipe says that it makes 2 large cups. Trust me when I say that you can serve more than 2 people with this recipe because this is so rich and dense and magical that you'll want to put it in a little cup, and I'll show you my fun little cups that I have for this that my sister gave me last year after I made this magical hot chocolate for her. So drizzle of about 100 milliliters of the milk, and I'm just using my whisk to blend in the milk with the cocoa powder mixture and sugar, trying to make sure that we don't get any lumps. So I'm going to stop there and do a mix on this. And I haven't turned the heat on yet. When I first read the Polar Express and the way they described that hot chocolate that was served in the Polar Express, I'm convinced this is what they were drinking. Consistency of like instant. And I will hold out a little milk just to check on the consistency and see how thick this is. And this doesn't take very long. It only takes about 3 to 5 minutes to dissolve all of this, heat it up, and have it thicken up. My sister took a sip of it. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this is just like the hot chocolate I had in Paris," when she had spent some time in Paris right before Christmas a couple of years ago. So I tell you what, that endeared me. You just tell me that something I made like reminds you of some wonderful memory or some experience that you had in another country. I'm like, yeah, I'm down with that. This is thickened up. I mean, look at this. Oh my gosh, this is so gorge. Look at these cups. Aren't these awesome? My sister gave me these last year for Christmas after I served her up this hot chocolate. That's how good this hot chocolate is. People want you to make it more for them and they give you gifts. Okay, showing me how they prefer to drink it and eat their hot chocolate. And Simonetta likes to wait, and so that it cools off a little bit and creates sort of this little crust on the top, and then she breaks through it with the spoon, hence the spoon. And yeah, this is more eatable than drinkable. Oh my gosh, so creamy. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you,
run out if you don't have cocoa and get some, or that potato starch, so that you get, that's what thickens this up. Mmm, this is so good. I feel bad eating in front of you all, but if you're here, I have 3 more cups that I could fill up for you. And this thing, it's like eating pudding, but better. Mmm. Oops, I dropped some on myself. That's all for now. I'm going to have a little more hot chocolate, which is so fun about being an adult. You get to have hot chocolate, you get to have dessert before you have dinner. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoy this hot chocolate. It's so rich. And go read the Polar Express and think about the hot chocolate that they're describing in that book and know that this is what that tastes like. And you're going to want to try it and impress all your friends. It's worth the effort. And all you Tauruses out there, you know, I'm a little bit of a do astrology thing now and then. You Tauruses out there, you're going to love this hot chocolate as you get cuddled up on your sofa watching your favorite holiday film. So I'll see you next week. Have a great week. And oh, yeah, it's a holiday this week, isn't it? Anyway, try this hot chocolate on your family at Thanksgiving. Ciao.